Think of the person you hate the most. I don't mean a historical villain. I don't mean a criminal you saw on the news. I mean the person in your daily life who irritates you to your core. The coworker who talks too loud, the friend who is too arrogant, the neighbor who is too lazy. When you see them, you feel a visceral, physical reaction. Your stomach tightens, your jaw clenches. You tell yourself, I am nothing like them. I am good. They are bad.
But here is the terrifying truth that depth psychology teaches us. You do not see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. The intensity of your hatred is a signal. It is a beacon in the night. You are not reacting to them. You are reacting to a ghost haunting your own psyche.
Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, famously said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead to an understanding of ourselves." This is the concept of the shadow. The traits you despise in others are the traits you have sliced off, repressed, and buried in the darkness of your own subconscious. You hate them because they remind you of the parts of yourself you are afraid to touch. In this video, we will perform an exorcism of the mind. We will map the anatomy of the psyche. We will explain the mechanism of psychological projection. We will explore the golden shadow, why you are jealous of success. And we will show you how to do shadow work, how to integrate the monster so that you can finally become whole. Welcome to Umbra Decode. The enemy is in the mirror.
To understand the shadow, we must go back to the beginning. We are born whole. A child is not good or bad. A child is 360 degrees of humanity. They are loud, quiet, angry, happy, selfish, and generous. They are a chaotic universe of potential. But then civilization begins its work. To survive in a family, to be loved by parents, and to fit into a tribe, we must become civilized. The poet Robert Bly described this as the long bag. Imagine we all drag a long bag behind us. When you were 2 years old, your parents say, "Don't be angry, be a good boy." You realize anger threatens your survival, so you take your anger, slice it off, and put it in the bag. When you are 5, the teacher says, "Don't be selfish, share your toys." You take your selfish impulses, slice them off, and put them in the bag. Society says, "Don't be weak, don't be sexual, don't be lazy." Snip, 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 into the bag they go. By the time you are 20, you are only a sliver of who you were born to be. You have created a persona, a social mask. This is who you pretend to be. The nice guy, the good girl, the hard worker. But energy cannot be destroyed. The parts you cut off do not vanish. They are alive, they are feral, and they are living in the bag. This bag is the shadow. It contains your rage, your lust, your greed, your laziness, but also your creativity, your power, and your wildness. And the nicer you are on the surface, the heavier the bag becomes. So, what happens when the bag gets too full? The shadow wants to be seen. It pushes against the door of your conscious mind, but your ego is terrified of it. You cannot admit, "I am actually a greedy, angry person." That would destroy your self-image. So, your mind uses a defense mechanism called projection. You take the trait you deny in yourself and you project it onto someone else. You treat the other person like a movie screen. You play your own internal movie onto their face. This explains irrational hatred. If someone is actually dangerous, you feel fear. But if someone is simply annoying and you feel rage, that is projection. Example 1. The prude and the promiscuous. Why does the deeply religious, sexually repressed person feel such intense rage toward the loose woman? Because she represents the sexuality they have denied in themselves.
Her freedom mocks their cage. They desire that freedom, but their persona forbids it. So they convert that desire into hatred and project it onto her. Example 2, the martyr and the slacker. Why does the workaholic who never takes a break hate the colleague who leaves at 5 p.m.? Because the workaholic is secretly exhausted. They yearn for rest, but their persona says, "I am a hard worker." So when they see someone resting without guilt, it triggers their shadow. They project their own suppressed laziness onto the colleague and label them irresponsible. You hate them because they are living out the life you denied yourself.
We assume the shadow is only evil, but this is a misconception. The shadow contains everything you were forced to repress. For many people, this includes their gold. If you were bullied for being too smart as a kid, you might have repressed your intellect. If you were told to stop showing off, you might have repressed your leadership.
This leads to positive projection. When you obsessively admire someone, when you put them on a pedestal and think they are a god, you are projecting your golden shadow. You are seeing your own potential in them. You admire their confidence because you have confident energy in your shadow bag, but you are too afraid to own it. You admire their art because you are an artist who refused to pick up the brush.
Jealousy is a map. It tells you exactly what you want. If you are jealous of a rich person, you have a repressed desire for wealth. If you are jealous of a loud person, you have a repressed desire for expression. Stop worshiping them. Stop hating them. Realize that you are looking at a mirror of your own unlived life. Every time you say, "I could never do what they do," you are handing your gold to a stranger. What happens if you never do this work? Does the shadow stay in the bag forever? No. If you ignore the shadow, it will eventually possess you. Jung called this enantiodromia, running into the opposite. When a conscious attitude becomes too one-sided, the unconscious counterposition will eventually break through.
The most dangerous man is not the man who knows he is capable of violence. The most dangerous man is the nice guy who believes he is harmless. Because he denies his aggression, he has no control over it. It builds up pressure until it explodes. We see this in the family man who suddenly empties the bank account and runs away to Vegas. We see this in the celibate moral leader caught in a scandalous affair. The shadow will not be ignored. If you do not invite it to the table, it will burn down the house.
So how do is the solution? You must do shadow work. You must integrate the monster. This does not mean acting out your evil impulses. It means acknowledging them so they don't control you. Here's a practical exercise to start today. Step 1. The trigger list. Write down the names of the 3 people who irritate you the most. Next to their name, write the specific trait that makes you angry. Example, they are arrogant, or they are selfish. Step 2. The reversal. Take that trait and ask, where in my life am I arrogant? Where in my life am I selfish? Do not say never. Look harder. Maybe you aren't arrogant at work, but you are arrogant with your family. Maybe you aren't selfish with money, but you are selfish with your time. Find the grain of truth. Step 3. The dialogue. Close your eyes. Imagine that trait is a person. Talk to it. Ask your inner selfishness, why are you here? What do you want? It might answer, I am here to stop people from taking advantage of you. Suddenly, the demon becomes an ally. Selfishness becomes boundaries. Arrogance becomes confidence. Aggression becomes drive. When you reclaim the shadow, you reclaim your energy. You stop being a fractured, neurotic, nice person. You become a whole human being. It is better to be whole than to be good, because only a whole person can choose to be good. The rest are just harmless.
To explore the depths where others fear to tread, subscribe to Umbra Decode. The only way out is through.